Hello, replay viewers. Welcome to our Detox Challenge Week, Day 5. Very exciting. I'm Brett Larkin from BrettLarkinYoga on YouTube. Hey, Mester. Hey, folks who are joining. Friday, we made it to the end of the weekday classes. So if you were joining this Periscope or seeing this on Facebook or wherever and you don't know who I am, I'm Brett Larkin from BrettLarkinYoga on YouTube, where I teach yoga online, and we are in the midst of our Detox Challenge Week. It's an 8-day challenge. You can still join at BrettLarkin.com. So just go to BrettLarkin.com. You can join. Hey, Jen. Hey, guys. So on Periscope, give me a little namaste emoji and tap the screen for hearts if you know who I am. On Facebook, just type in hi, say hi. Facebook's always like shy to communicate, and it's so silly, Facebook. Like, I know you guys are there. Talk to me. And yeah, we just finished day 5. So if you haven't yet joined the Detox Challenge and you're intrigued, you want to go to Brett, B-R-E-T-T, the last name's Larkin, L-A-R-K-I-N, allstrungtogether.com, and you'll see it where you can sign up. You can also go to BrettLarkin.com/8-day detox, all run together, and you can join our, oh, thanks for saying the challenge is fantastic. I'm glad you're liking it. And you can also, if you're brand new to yoga and you're just like, whoa, I'm not ready to do a challenge, you want to go to BrettLarkin.com/newbie, N-E-W-B-I-E, and get my free beginner yoga training guide with 10 free videos and a little book. So okay, first we'll do our accountability check-in. Then we'll talk about the fact that there was a blooper in today's video, which was the first like big blooper that I've ever had in a YouTube video. It's already been edited out, so the edit should be already completed. But those of you who did the challenge bright and early, or those of you in Europe or Australia may have seen it. So whoever asked who my channel was, it's Brett Larkin Yoga on YouTube, and maybe someone will put that in the chat for me. And you should definitely subscribe, and you should definitely hang out with us in our private Facebook group, which is Yoga Hacks Community, yoga, H-A-C-K-S community.com, where we are like the most motivated, amazing group, and they inspire me every day. There actually were 2 bloopers. Very good, Om Lotus. There were 2. There's actually 3, guys. There was actually 3. There was one big one, one medium one, and one tiny one. And it's embarrassing because I've never had this happen before. I've never had bloopers in a public YouTube video before. So, but the good news is I found the blooper while I was doing the class myself. So I was actually like, because I was doing yoga, I was very calm about it. So it's embarrassing, but these things happen. And, you know, I appreciate you guys not giving me too much of a hard time about it. Yeah, well, what happened, Jen Hall, with these classes was because people always tell me, they're like, you should get more help. You can't film and like edit and do everything I'm doing by myself. So with the Detox Challenge, I tried to get some editing help to edit the videos. So instead of editing every single video myself, I only edited like 2 of them or 1 of them myself. And because of that, the editors didn't catch like little things. So anyway, I'm going to fix them, and there's going to be like a remastered version of the detox videos that are like have even like little longer meditations and some cool stuff optimized, and I'll also fix the bloopers. But it's just me kind of learning how to outsource more aspects of the whole creation process so I can create more content for you guys, and it's sort of a learning process as I go. So I really appreciate the support and the hearts and the love, and thank you. And I've already cut it out. So those of you who saw it, thanks for still hanging in there. And yeah, so definitely interesting. So yeah, tap the screen for hearts if you agree. Like, we're all human, things happen. Okay, so enough about the bloopers. Accountability check-in, and the rest of the videos won't have any bloopers, guys. It was just day 5. Accountability check-in. Who did day 5 already? Put 5 in the chat, 5 in whatever chat box you are operating in, and let me know if you did today or you are planning to do it later. 5, 5, 5. Awesome. Oh, you love the ball of light meditation. Awesome. Yeah, I love the ball of light moving in and out. Very cool. Awesome. So yeah, isn't that so cool, Jen, how you can really feel that energy between the hands? It's really magic, and I'm really glad that we all got to experience that together. That's a cool one. And again, there will be like a remastered version of all these videos available for those of you who want to like have them and always have them forever on every device. I'm going to make some of these meditations a little longer when I have the remastered version. So keep an eye out for that. Cool. So what questions do people have? We talked about the blooper. We did our accountability check-in. What questions do people have about day 5 in particular? Otherwise, I have some tips for you guys about how to stay motivated as we get towards the end of the challenge here. So definitely let me know if you have questions, or if you just want me to jump into some of my motivation tips. I will do that as well. So just let me know in the chat questions, or just put like motivation if you want the motivation tips, and I'll jump right into that right away. And oh, while we wait to do that, sorry, I have some yoga pants that I was going to open, so I figured I'd open it together so we could all hang out and see them. As always, I ordered something and I have no idea and don't remember what it is, so always fun to see new yoga pants. So I'm just going to open this as I wait for some questions to come in. Otherwise, I'll jump into some motivation tips for us. And you know, I really appreciate you guys being here and helping. You literally just finished the Ball of Light meditation, Tina says on Facebook, and it was so amazing. So amazing, right? So guys, some other announcements, just so you know, is I'm going to be holding a very special sort of live event that's going to be private for people who want personalized feedback on their yoga poses. Okay, so if you want to upload a short video or a photo of you in a pose that's a trouble pose, and we'll do a whole Periscope just on how you can film yourself and take photos of yourself in an easy way in a future scope. But I want you guys to just know that that's coming up, and it's going to be really fun. We're going to do it on the phone, so you can call in and actually get feedback from me personally on your poses. I'll look at everyone's stuff at once, and we'll all be on a group call, or you can get the recording if you can't join in live. I'm going to do it at 2 time slots, an American optimized time slot and like a Euro optimized time slot. But just be on the lookout for that in the private Facebook group and on my website if you want to sign up, because there's going to be limited space, because I can't do, you know, it's like it's a lot to review all of it and get the personalized feedback, but it's going to be really fun. And those of you who are interested in our California beach yoga retreat, that's going to happen the weekend of September 10th. I now know officially, and there'll be a page all about how to sign up for that shortly as well. So those are just 2 kind of general announcements. Cool. So it looks like I got some aloe yoga pants that are like bright green. So that's exciting. Or I don't know, what color would you call this, guys? Is this teal? Is this green? It's teal? I don't know. Oh, and then I got these gray pants from Aloe Yoga that have stirrup leggings. And I'll show you guys what that means. Sky blue, turquoise, yeah. And then these I thought were really cool. These are like a snakeskin pattern. They're like pink and white and snakeskin. Seafoam. Oh yeah, seafoam. That's a good. Mint. Oh, very good colors. You guys are very descriptive. So we might see some of those in future videos. All right, let's jump into the motivation tips, because I don't see any specific questions from people. Yeah, and I can, if people want me to open them, just let me know and I'll open any of them and I'll show you. If you want to see what the stirrup leggings look like and what that means, just someone put in the chat that they want to see them and we'll do that. Vernal on YouTube asked, what's a good yoga book for beginners for someone who can't afford taking class? Vernal, I have a video on YouTube called My Favorite Yoga Books. And I would suggest Googling like Brett Larkin favorite books and you'll find it. There's 2 videos, and one I talk about my favorite books just for the asana practice. However, Vernal, if you're looking to really improve your physical practice, I don't think reading is that helpful. I think it's really helpful to do videos and sort of figure stuff out in your body, as opposed to, if you want to read about the philosophical aspects of yoga, I think books are great. But I don't know, chime in on the live chat, guys. But I don't know, for me, I never feel like I've read anything about like alignment or the physical practice that has really helped me. I think what has helped me is feeling things and like hearing someone say something to me and then doing it. So Vernal, I hope that helps. And Yeah, so Maria on YouTube and someone in Periscope as well asked about their knees hurting when they're kneeling. So yeah, Jen Hall said this, and I would recommend the same thing. You want to put a blanket under your knees when you are, if you have any knee pain whatsoever. So you can put a pillow under your knee, you can put a blanket. Another thing you can do is just fold over your mat. So if you have your mat and it's like you're doing the knee thing, you can just, see how you can just fold over your mat, just flip it over. So you'd be doing it this way if you were doing like a knee thing, but you can fold it over once or twice, just really quick. You're just like, like on the ground. And then your knees can be on 3 levels of padding on the mat instead of 1 layer of padding. So that's another quick trick I use a lot. Molly said she finally got Breath of Fire today in today's practice. Molly, I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, so definitely cushion your knees. So my motivation tips for you guys are a couple things, especially because we're going into the weekend, because do you think it's going to be harder or easier to do class on the weekend? Put like harder if you're worried about this weekend and getting to the mat, and put easier if you think it's going to be like easier because it's the weekend and you have a ton of time. Harder. Yeah. For myself, I think it's going to be harder personally, because on the weekend, it's like my husband doesn't go to work, so he's here distracting me. And, you know, you just don't, I'm worried. Okay, everyone seems to think the weekend's gonna be harder. Good, okay, I'm glad we're doing the motivation tips then today. Yeah, okay, Giselle says easier. Georgiana says easier. Yeah, so I think there's something I wanna talk about here, which is like there's this like concept of the weekend, like we're supposed to take it easy and things are supposed to be easier. But what I found is getting up early and doing my morning routine, whether it's yoga or my journaling, and usually it's both or whatever, that really sets me up for the rest of the day to be successful. And it really helps me kind of show up as my best self for the rest of the day. I kind of need that centering time alone. And when I get up early and do that, it's a lot better. So yeah, and Jen's saying Sunday will be hard. So I know this is not going to be a popular thing to say, but I think you should get up early this weekend and do the classes, ideally before anyone in your house wakes up, to ensure they get done. I know. It's not a popular thing to be like, don't sleep in on your weekend, get up before everyone else and do your yoga class. But guys, trust me that when you do this, it will be so, your son gets up at 6. Yeah, I know with kids, it can be hard for sure. And maybe you can engage them to, you know, like be near you or hang out with you while you practice as well. But for me, and this is something that's happened recently, I found myself even more motivated and more excited to get up early on the weekend, because I'm like even more looking forward to the day. So, you know, usually in the, oh good, he loves yoga, he's 5, awesome. You know, during the week, I get up and I do my routine and I get centered, but then I have to work, you know, and a lot of my work, like you guys, is on the computer. I don't do yoga all day, right? Usually I'm editing and doing tons of stuff on the computer. So on the weekend, when I don't do those things, it's like I'm even more excited to get up early and center myself, because then I know the rest of my day is just pure fun usually, right? Like, you know, we clean the house and we get groceries, but it's more fun. So so sometimes, you know, we think on the weekend, it's like, oh, we have more time so we can fit the class in later in the day. And you say your body and mind isn't ready for anything too intense in the early AM. Yeah, and I always sit and journal and drink water and have tea usually usually just water actually before I go to the mat. So some motivation tips for you guys are to try to get your practice in the morning, wake up early. You can do this by doing yoga in your pajamas. You can set your alarm clock across the room. So you have to walk to turn off your alarm clock. That's definitely going to help you get out of bed. Keep your socks on while you practice. I know for me, I always come to the mat with my socks on, because otherwise I'm cold and it feels, you know, too stressful somehow. Another thing you can do is drink a full glass of water in the morning. Full glass of water before you come to the mat. That's going to help wake you up. A tip that I actually learned on Periscope, which I thought was interesting, was someone said that brushing your teeth and the mint really helps wake you up. So if you're feeling tired in the morning, like brush your teeth. And another tip that person said was that you can actually pop a mint, like an Altoid, or if you have a mint that you like, in the morning, and that's going to like wake you up. So I was like, oh, that's a really cool tip to actually, you know, I never thought of like having a breath mint in the morning or something, but apparently that can also really help wake you up and get you motivated to get onto your mat. Because, okay, let's do a quick poll. How many people have got up early, come to their mat, done yoga, and then at the end of having done whatever they do, even if it's just child's pose or a 15-minute class or one of the detox classes or whatever, how many people have regretted that and been like, you know what, I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I had stayed in bed. Has that happened to anyone ever? No in the chat if that has never happened to you, because that's never happened to me. Ever. Never. It's never happened. I've never been like, you know what, I really wish I didn't do this awesome little workout and centering of myself and I had stayed in bed. That never happens. You just have to remember that when you are in bed and you don't want to get out and you're not, you know, motivated. And Jen said she's an afternoon workout girl. Yeah, you guys, you don't have to do it in the morning. But I personally know that if something doesn't get done first thing, it risks. It's like a risk. I think you need more self-discipline to be able to do things later in the day. No one regrets it afterwards. Yeah. And I had a very interesting experience yesterday on Thursday because I woke up in the worst mood. I was very crabby. It was really hard to force myself to get to the mat. I could barely make it into my king pigeon, but I felt so good after class and I went on to have an amazing rest of the day. And that's really just the power of the practice. So if you just show up on your mat, amazing things will happen. Things will transform for you and it'll remake your mood. It's just so powerful. So all you have to do is just get yourself from the bed or from whatever other activity you're doing that you think is important to the mat. And you know, it's like a guarantee with yoga that you're gonna feel better after. And it's so cool. Like, yeah, getting to the mat is the hardest part, but once you're there, like how many things in life do we have an 100% guarantee that we're gonna feel awesome after we do them? Worrying about getting in later on because sometimes it gets unpredictable. Yeah, exactly. That's why I do it in the morning. There's so few things in life that are guaranteed 100% always going to make you feel better after you do them. And physical fitness and exercise, and particularly yoga, is one of those few things. So when you have something in life like that that's a sure thing, take advantage of it, right? Let's take advantage of it. And that's what the challenge is all about. And the other reason it's been highly motivating for me this week and why I was able to get out of bed yesterday is because I knew I had the whole group. I was like, I don't feel good going on the live chat and talking about today's class as if I did it or telling people honestly that I didn't do it. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the class because I know the group, you know, we're all depending on one another to get through the week together. All right. So any questions, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to do my very best to be here on the weekend. I cannot 100% guarantee that it'll be on all 3 platforms and at exactly 12 noon. Oh, Paige on YouTube, that's so sweet of you to say. But yeah, if you guys can do the Saturday, Sunday classes in the morning, especially Sunday's class, which is so crazy powerful, you're going to be in a really good place. And I'd invite you to just do it if it's not something you normally do. Do it and see how your weekend feels different when you've got that in, like when you do your routine in the morning, because I don't think I did a good job articulating this, and maybe someone in the chat box can help me, but it's like your morning routine, when we think of like the weekend as something like the weekends are time to relax and like take care of ourselves more, actually your morning routine is what's taking care of yourself the most already. So when we do that during the week and then let that slack on the weekend, it's like this weird thing where like we think we're taking care of ourselves because we're being nice and we're letting ourselves sleep in or indulge in something or whatever, but actually we're doing the opposite. Does that make sense? Can someone give me a yes in the chat or like give me some affirmation? Yeah, it seems like you're being nicer to yourself, but you're really not, because it's almost like that parent who knows, you know, like we love consistency, even if we don't admit it to ourselves. Like if you're a parent of a kid, you wouldn't be like doing different stuff on certain days. I'm not doing a good job explaining this, but yeah. And the benefits of the fire breath, and Andromeda asks, is it's highly detoxifying and re-oxygenizing your bloodstream. And it's an ab workout and it's toning your arms. So it's kind of like one of the most amazing things ever. Yeah, routines are helpful. And what does it say? Letting yourself get down and feel guilty later for not doing it, right, Molly? Isn't that the worst feeling? It's the worst. It's the worst when you're like, I wish I had just gotten up earlier. So when I'm having trouble getting out of bed, that's what I think about. I think about how am I going to think about myself and this a little bit later on. I'm going to be so angry at myself. The other thing I think about, if this is motivating for people, is once your alarm goes off, you're not really going to go back to sleep, right? When you're in that like sort of half state of waking and sleeping. And I'm like, if I'm just going to be in this weird half state, I'd rather just get up, because then I'll get the bonus points of feeling awesome and doing my practice. So that's also been really helpful for me. So guys, I hope some of these tips helped. I'm really curious and excited to see how the weekend classes go. Remember, you want to budget 45 to 50 minutes to do the weekend classes. They are longer. Day 7 on Sunday is absolutely whack, like completely different than anything we've done together. So you want to be gentle on yourself. You want to modify. You want to come into that class with no judgments and a curious heart and a curious mind. So I'm really excited to see how it goes for you. I will try to come on live chat over the weekend best I can, but it is more complicated, obviously, because I have family and stuff running around, but I will do my best. And so definitely keep a lookout, especially on Periscope. If I can do it anywhere, it'll probably be Periscope, because that's just the easiest to jump on. And chime in for any last questions. Paige, I've been doing yoga for about 10 years, she asked on YouTube. Okay, that's a good question. Mester asked, should we warm up before the sequence on day 7? Mester, such a good question. I have mixed feelings about this. Day 7 is, we're going to be doing Kundalini yoga, which is different from Vinyasa yoga, but you don't need to warm up for it. You don't need to warm up for it. The first exercise is the hardest thing in the whole challenge. So just keep an open mind. If you can get through the first 5 minutes of day 7, you got it. Like everything else is easy. But you don't need to warm up in particular. I wouldn't budget extra time. It's just gonna be a different kind of workout. Instead of feeling like maybe you got a huge stretch in, you're gonna feel instead like your subtle body, your subtle energy really got a huge detox and cleanse. So just keep that in mind. It's just gonna be a little different, okay? So great question. All right, you guys, heart it up for our final moments together. And yes, it's exciting. We wanna keep an open mind exploring all these new things. Thanks you guys for bearing with me for the little bloopers in the day 5 video. Appreciate you all. And yes, so many hearts, so much love. This challenge week has been so exciting. And remember guys, keep a lookout for the live event. I'll be posting about it soon, so we can all get on phone chat with each other and look at each other's poses and get some critiques, so you can get personalized feedback. That's coming up in May. So make sure to look out for that. BrettLarkin.com is where all the info will be. And in our private Facebook group, Yoga Hacks, Yoga HACKS community.com. We are rock stars in there, and you want to join if you are, digging the challenge and this community. That's where we all hang out, okay? Looking forward to Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so much love you guys. Bye.